Well, the year is 1926 in Grand Rapids. Big, tall buildings like the McKay Tower are up and under construction, and trolley cars are rolling down below. It's a moment in time preserved in Lego. Fox 17 Sam Lanster is here with this very cool story, Sam.
Yeah, that's right. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Grand Rapids, nor was its historic Lego replica on display right now at the Grand Rapids Public Museum. But they all began with a brick, and then another, until a small plastic city stood before its builders, including Lego lovers like Larry Pinyatzik, who spent a lot of time putting together the pieces.
People ask us, do you work for Lego? And I say, well, I don't work for them, but I send them a good chunk of my paycheck.
Try not to miss the trolley in this tiny version of Furniture City.
Those were kind of the foundation. They were the thing that started the whole thing.
Take a bird's eye view of the old City Hall.
There was an effort to save the tower, which ultimately failed.
Or the Pearl Street Bridge, one of the display's more complex builds.
Really tough to do curves with straight pieces.
In 2014, longtime Lego man Larry Pinyatzik and members of the Western Michigan Lego Users Group debuted the downtown. A modest design with not as many buildings and no bridges.
How do I get the verticals to be the right length and, support the roadway? And there's actually quite a bit of fakery inside there. Those verticals are not supporting anything. They just go up in there and they just kind of stop.
But year after year, the four-person team added through the principle of selective compression.
And it's a term that means that you remove elements, repetitive elements, that are not necessary.
For example, the McKay Tower, trying at the time to become the city's tallest building, has more windows in real life, but it still looks like the real deal.
But everybody comes away saying, yep, that's the 1920s.
The same is true for the trademark-averse Studweiser wagon, short two Clydesdales.
But everybody looks at it, they go, oh, that's the Budweiser wagon. We're like, yes, we left the horses out and we got away with it.
That's not to say its builders cut corners, putting hundreds of hours into larger buildings like the library and Hoffman Flats.
And it was intended to be Grand Rapids' most luxurious apartment building.
After all, period-appropriate architecture, cars, and clothing take time.
You start with small things, and you have to be willing to say, I don't like that, I'm going to build it again.
And in a miniature city this sprawling, they've lost track of how many pieces make it stand.
That is probably the number one question that we always get asked, and the answer is we have no friggin' idea.
Now, Larry says he estimates there to be around 500,000 to 1 million Lego bricks in the display, but who's counting? Now, that historic display really should be seen in person, and it will be available at the Grand Rapids Public Museum until the 5th of next month. For now in studio, Sam Lanstra, Fox 17 News.